Today was meant to be that day where we did Michael Peterson part two before he became Charlie Bronson. And I was thinking way back, way back when I was in Albany Block as a youngster after getting starred up in Aylesbury. And yeah, I was a bit of a pest, is the best way to put it. And yeah, so I was down Albany. Oh yeah, I was down Albany Block for something silly. I think it was to do with me and the IRA or something like that. We was all down the block anyway. It's on the Isle of Wight, and we got I got shipped out, but they shipped me out to Parkhurst across the road because used to be free jails up there. Camp Hill, which is a C cat, Albany, which was an A cat back then, and Parkhurst, which was an A cat back then as well before the escape. And everything changed obviously, and it got downgraded a little bit. But yeah, walking me, got on a bus to go next door to Parkhurst, and walking from reception, they've got my kit. You get inside your cell, you get strip search. But as I'm walking to the cell and they're opening the door for me, I can hear someone shouting across the other side. So like there's a row of cells there, and there's a row of cells there, but there's still other cells along the way, but it's locked off by a door, a security door, and the hot plate where you get your dinner is kind of right near there as well. So opposite the cells, it's about what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 paces across, and another one, two. So I'm looking to Michael's called me. I said, "Who's that?" He said, "It's me, Mikey, Sammy," because I was much younger then. And yeah, they banged me up, and after they banged me up, they gave me my kit, and I started talking to him through the door. Most of the evening. That's what it's like in segregation. You're either at the window, or you're reading your books, or you're writing, or you're at the door if someone's on the other side, because you can't talk to them out of the window on that side. Yeah, so we was talking and talking and talking. Already my first meetings with Michael was that time in Wandsworth that I told you about already. And yeah, the next day now, when you're down the seg, you have to ask for your razor and things. You have to make applications at the door, and then if you're behaving bad down there, you have to get fed up at the door. If you're on GOAD, good order and discipline, then you're entitled to a couple of things. And I put in an application for a couple of things, and obviously I asked for exercise in the morning. And these times here, I'm a mouthy little bastard, and excuse my language. I was just young, just a bit boisterous, but I'd been wrapped up a few times already by the screws, and I didn't really like it a lot, So I was finishing off that first sentence, and now I found myself on the Isle of Wight with all the heavy mob, and I was just a small little boy. But yeah, the exercise thing, you have to make an application in the morning, and nuts, I'm telling you. Yeah, you have to make an application in the morning. You ask for exercise. You can't go in the yard with anyone else when you're down there. They like to keep you separated because they know a lot of trouble can happen, or if it goes off and whatnot. And this is what happened. I know, it's mad, isn't it? I know. So this is what where Michael was. I think this is just before that he became Charlie Bronson. And yeah, I wanted to go. I would say I wanted exercise in the morning, and no, they didn't do it. So in the afternoon, it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Michael I could see him being led out on exercise. There was a geezer called Pat Lemmerfee. I think he was down the block for about 15, 20 years as well. He was being put out on exercise as well. So I was thinking that leaves one more yard bit, because there's 3, I think, that you can go on singly. And I pressed my bell and everything. I said, yeah, what about me? I put down for exercise. What time am I going to get it? That response there. You wait till we tell you when you're going to get it right. I said, okay, sweet. So So, I'm sitting there lying down for a little bit, half hour's gone by, and then I hear the door opening, and and Misha fly off the bed, and they're saying, yes, take time, be slow, don't move too fast, and that lot. So, in days I didn't know about some of those tricks that I learned what they do when they're just about to jump on you, because they want a reason, they want you to answer back so that they got a reason to jump on you. I know. In the old days, they should jump you for nothing anyway. I know. All you had to do was just have didn't have, your face didn't fit. I know, it's terrible in the early days. What they're getting away with now in prison, in the early days, they would have got battered. Trust me. Loads of people died down the seg in them days and everything. Not a lot of stuff. You don't realise. You remember before camera equipment and all that came in. It was a different game, mate. And yeah. And we was in down Parkhurst block, and then they let me out. Yeah, they're walking with me. So I'm walking, like, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cells. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cells and a clothing cell where they made the cell into a storing cupboard kind of thing. I think the hot plate was this way. So, but you have to go from out the door to the left, and the exercise yard is straight on, right? So you've got about 8 meters to the door to the exercise. So they open the door, because that's where that leads to the yard. So you go down a couple of steps, and then there's a yard there, yard there, yard there, like that, right? So they caught me slipping because, if I wouldn't have answered back, I would have got on the yard, because I realised that the other two that were out on the yard, they get an hour, and I knew that they didn't have long left or whatever on the exercise, so they wanted me to go out just as they was finishing, and I'll have no one to talk to out there, be all alone. So yeah, that's what happened. And before I got there, the hot plate bit, I got there and I said to him, how long am I going to get? And he said, 30 minutes. I goes, I said, you lot are proper effing stitch up merchants. And they, yeah, watch your mouth. Who are you talking to? Boof, boof, boof. So he's got me pinned up against the wall, and another one's like holding my hand. So I can't breathe properly, but I'm not fighting back kind of thing. But then as he's doing that, the gate to the yard's opened at the same time, and Michael Peterson's walked in at the same time as he's doing that to my neck. So I can't see properly, but I can see that it's Michael, definitely. And he walks past me, and bang, Mr. Lloyd, who was holding my neck, they spark out on the floor. And an uppercut straight left before I could even move, right? So this is like a mini kind of not riot, but it's turned into a real like madness. Like, I was really shocked, because remember, I was young then as well. So this must have been at the start when he first started fighting with staff in the old days. But yeah, a couple of people hit the floor. He was still there. I witnessed it all. I saw it, and it was heavy stuff. And they closed him off. Ended up him folding into the spare cell over there, and I got wrapped up pretty quickly and put in a strip cell as well. And it was after that I think Charlie was doing what he was doing for that long period of time, probably when he changed his name. But look at that, came to the rescue for me, and that was a feature a lot in life for my days in prison. But yeah, man, Michael Peterson, proper stuff, mate. I'll be so glad when he's released. It's about time. And you can't really, you can't look at it that that he's done this and done that within prison, that that means he's got to stay in there. He's not really a risk to the public outside. He's not going to harm women or children. He's not going to do nothing like that. Charlie's not like that. To keep him like that for so long, man, it's just not right. And all the time segregated like that shows how strong Charlie is. That's not very easy to do. I can tell you that now. To do it for that length of time and still be sane, you got to be someone pretty nifty inside. And yeah, and thank you so much again for the support from hospital. Yeah, it was only a brief, because sometimes the seizure all that side, all the way down, like all the way down. It's like that part of the body is all things. So imagine like I could do all the things that I want to do on certain days. The mind tells me, and I go, ruh, 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 try to run, the stiffness, you've got to stretch. And then on other days, it gets you and you end up like kind of getting slaughtered like that. So, no, not an easy thing to live with it. I feel like sometimes it's like a form of punishment for me. Like this is you paying for all your sins. Sam, you got to deal with this now all the time until you go. But I accept it, and there's nothing you can do about anything apart from treat it well and don't go astray. Because it affects my injuries more and more if I'm not looking after it. But yeah, just nice to be back, and we got some good stuff coming up this week. And you would have noticed that our podcast, or it's on hold for a little bit for a few days, but Tony Argent's just been on James English, was in the Cates for 20 odd years, and he's out, and he's going to be on our show as well soon. And that's one of the living legends who can tell you everything about the Cates as well, and won't mince his words, very direct and straight. And we're going to have a good panel, obviously, with real life as well. Quincy, so imagine the panel, the Cat A panel, me, Quincy, Tony. So we know that's coming now. So that's really something to look forward to. And yeah, you watch out, because the stories are going to get deeper and deeper and deeper. And all of us want to just make sure that our message is going to scare people from going to those places, because it's very, very serious. And you can get, you can come out not the same as when you went in. So that's what we aim to do, with ourselves, is to try and make the communities more safer that we live in. To squash all beefs and trouble. That's what we would love. We'll be playing our part in getting those messages out there for the prevention of crime and, the prevention of developing ways like us lot had or still have, but are doing it a different way now. But yeah, thanks a lot, and loads of love to you all. And I'll be back later on with a bigger story, all right, or a shorter story. All right, then, lots of love. See you soon.